What if I told you that the foundation of the modern economy is secured by a decentralized army of independent machines engaging in a relentless global competition every 10 minutes, designed to permanently replace the corrupt banking establishment? Welcome to money's hidden past. Rich people lied, we fact-checked today. We are stripping down the mechanics of network mining and exposing how a math puzzle revolutionized the financial system. When citizens think about traditional corporate banking, they assume a secure steel vault is completely necessary to protect their generational wealth from theft, relying entirely on an expensive central authority to process transactions. But historical data proves that centralized authorities are a structural vulnerability in the financial architecture. Because whenever you give unelected directors exclusive power to update the global ledger behind closed doors, they will manipulate that ledger to enrich themselves, creating brand new fiat currency out of thin air and inflating away the purchasing power of the working class while hiding their internal math behind corporate firewalls. To permanently eliminate this human vulnerability, an anonymous computer scientist redesigned the architecture of trust, inventing a transparent notebook that records every transaction and distributing perfect copies across the entire planet. This transparent notebook is known as the public blockchain, but possessing a decentralized ledger does not solve the problem, because you must have a secure mechanism to update the pages without ever relying on a central executive or politician. This is exactly where the concept of network mining begins. It is not about swinging a metal pickaxe in a dark cave. It is an aggressive global mathematical competition where millions of computers act as disciplined financial auditors. The first step of this calculated operation is verification whenever humans send digital assets across the network. These pending transactions are gathered by the machines, acting exactly like armed security guards at a border. The computers scan the entire historical record to ensure nobody is trying to spend the exact same coin twice, preventing the deception known as the double spend, and confirming that every transaction is structurally pure. Once these computers verify the pending transactions, they tightly group them together into a secure digital package, officially called a block, which serves as a new page. But adding this page to the record is incredibly difficult to prevent malicious actors from spamming the network with fake pages. The code forces the computers to solve a cryptographic puzzle. This is the second step, officially known as proof of work, and it functions as a highly complex global lottery. The puzzle is so complex that standard logic cannot solve it. The only way to find the correct answer is to force the computers to blindly guess trillions of combinations every single second, until one machine randomly strikes the solution. This guessing game requires an incomprehensible amount of electricity and a massive amount of computing processing power, forcing operators to invest millions of fiat dollars into buying hardware and securing industrial energy contracts. The wealthy bankers constantly complain about this energy usage, claiming the network is wasting valuable global resources. But they intentionally ignore the mechanical genius of this friction, because the electrical cost is the exact mechanism that secures the network by forcing the miners to burn actual physical energy. The system anchors the digital asset to the physical world, making it impossible for any corrupt government to hijack the ledger without spending an unfeasible amount of money. The third step occurs the exact moment a machine wins the lottery. The first computer to guess the correct cryptographic answer earns the exclusive right to update the global ledger, securely locking their verified block onto the unchangeable chain. Once this brand new page is bolted into the notebook, every other independent computer operating across the network independently verifies the math and updates their own copy, creating a synchronized global truth that cannot be reversed. Maintaining this industrial security force requires a financial incentive because nobody will burn millions of dollars in electricity to secure a financial network out of the kindness of their heart, which brings us to the fourth critical step, known as the reward as a prize for doing the heavy mathematical lifting and protecting the network from malicious external attacks. The protocol automatically generates a specific amount of new coins and deposits them directly into the wallet of the winning machine. The winning auditor is simultaneously rewarded with the transaction fees that the everyday users voluntarily paid to secure their spot on the page, creating a perfect and self-sustaining automated business model that operates without a single corporate executive or president. This designed incentive structure eliminates the need for central banking, because the miners are voluntarily trading their electricity and computing power to process network transactions and keep the blockchain safe, and the software perfectly compensates them for their physical labor. This flawless global compensation plan carries a profound economic secret that completely separates it from traditional fiat systems. Specifically, the undeniable concept of absolute digital scarcity hard-coded directly into the deepest layers of the software architecture. When the anonymous architect initially designed the protocol, they hard-coded a strict mathematical global ceiling dictating that there will only ever exist 21 million coins, and the mining network is the only authorized mechanism that releases them. Every time a machine solves the digital lottery, the protocol does not randomly print an unlimited amount of currency. It releases a highly specific measured fraction of the remaining supply, ensuring a predictable and transparent global inflation rate to protect the purchasing power of the working class. The software code includes a critical mathematical event officially known across the financial landscape as the halving, which violently changes the fundamental economics of the asset. Roughly every 4 continuous physical calendar years, the unyielding algorithm automatically executes a mechanical adjustment permanently cutting the mining block, reward exactly in half, instantly restricting the new incoming supply of the asset. In the current economic environment of the year 2026, the network pays a reward of 3.125 coins, meaning operators must continuously burn the exact same amount of electricity just to earn half of the reward they previously received. This creates a powerful and fundamental mathematical supply shock in the traditional banking system. When the economy struggles, the political bankers immediately accelerate the money printer, flooding the system with unbacked paper dollars and destroying purchasing power. The decentralized network operates on the exact opposite principle. As human time marches forward, the asset becomes mathematically harder to acquire perfectly, mimicking the physical scarcity of underground resources like gold and actively rewarding the disciplined participants who refuse to surrender their equity. In the early historical days of the network over a decade ago, any citizen could mine the asset from their childhood bedroom using nothing but a standard personal computer and an internet connection, quietly collecting 50 coins every time they solved the puzzle. But as the financial value of the asset skyrocketed, the promise of liquid wealth triggered a global arms race, forcing participants to abandon their consumer laptops and design specific computer chips entirely dedicated to guessing the puzzle. Today, the mining industry has evolved into an industrial corporate machine where publicly traded entities build sprawling steel warehouses packed with tens of thousands of specialized machines operating in the coldest physical regions of the planet to keep the metal cool. The sheer scale of modern global mining operations requires massive capital, forcing the pioneer miners to form massive publicly traded corporations that trade directly on the traditional stock exchanges, bridging the gap between legacy finance and the new digital economy. This institutionalization of the network completely destroys the government narrative that the digital asset is merely a tool for shadowy underground transactions, because the largest asset managers in the world now hold massive equity in the very companies that secure the global mathematical ledger. The operations must constantly invest in physical infrastructure, purchasing the newest and fastest hardware on the open market, because if they decide to sit still and refuse to upgrade, they will immediately be outcompeted by faster independent auditors. This relentless biological and technological arms race ensures that the security wall protecting the public digital notebook grows significantly thicker and mathematically stronger with every passing day, making the network practically impossible to physically breach to successfully attack and alter the public digital ledger. A malicious entity or military would theoretically need to completely control more than 51% of the computing power, which is mathematically impossible due to the distribution of the machines. The sheer astronomical physical cost of acquiring that hardware and securing enough physical electricity to turn the machines on would immediately bankrupt any sovereign national government, proving that the decentralized network is the most secure fortress ever constructed. The most elegant mechanical feature of this entire system is a calculated rule explicitly hard-coded into the software officially known across the computer science landscape as the difficulty adjustment, which guarantees the perfect steady velocity of the financial clock. If the global price of the underlying scarce asset suddenly spikes and thousands of brand new supercomputers rush to join the lottery, they would theoretically solve the puzzle significantly faster than intended, destroying the predictable, steady issuance of the new money, but the creator successfully anticipated this human greed. So the unyielding code automatically adjusts the difficulty of the puzzle, making it significantly harder to solve, exactly in proportion to the computing power, ensuring that regardless of how many machines actively join the network, a brand new secure page is added to the public notebook, exactly roughly every 10 continuous physical minutes, representing the most reliable, unalterable financial heartbeat in human history that no corrupt central bank or sovereign military can ever stop in the current financial landscape of 2026. The traditional banking giants who spent a decade mocking the network are now desperately buying the asset on behalf of their wealthiest clients, proving that institutional capital always eventually surrenders to superior math. The wealthy elite and the traditional academic economists despise the decentralized digital mining network because they recognize it as an existential threat to their historical monopoly. Over the issuance of human money, they cannot successfully bribe the computers with corporate positions. They cannot legally subpoena the software code to change the rules, and they cannot print an infinite amount of algorithms to quietly rescue their failing institutional banking friends. The global network of specialized computer miners serves as an unyielding, impenetrable mathematical fortress, permanently guarding the property rights of the working class and ensuring that the rules of the financial system apply equally to everyone. So the very next time you listen to a paid financial analyst claiming that digital mining is a waste of physical energy, you must remember without a single doubt that they are blindly protecting their fragile, centralized monopoly. The global mathematical competition running thousands of times per second is undeniably the unyielding cost of achieving financial freedom and securing a decentralized global financial future. If this deep dive into the mechanics of the digital mining network and the reality of how the elite manipulate banking fired you up about taking total control of your permanent financial architecture, then do me a favor right now, smash that like button to let the algorithm know. This factual historical conversation matters. Share this video with every friend and family member who needs to understand how the real financial world operates. Let us keep exposing the true mechanics of wealth and power. I will catch you in the next one where we break down the next hidden chapter in the long history of money and corporate authority. Until then, stay informed, stay skeptical, and remember that the unyielding power of pure cryptographic mathematics will always outlast the fragile lies of the corporate state